Yeah, iGulu has Kefir. That's right. Yeah, you see it? I know some of you say Kefir. I've been calling it Kefir for years, but it is called Kefir. And what is it? Well, I'd like to say it's a million times better than Greek yogurt. It's not, but it is considerably better in stupid amount of health tests for different issues. And I know most of you don't know, but I used to have Crohn's and I had about 400 ulcers. I know I didn't know you could have more than one or two, but yeah, been living on this stuff for years. I do mean years. Got diagnosed at 31 and about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, was told, don't have any more ulcers, don't have Crohn's. Did not take medication to make it go away, just ate healthy living things. You've seen me do kombucha. Yeah, I drink this stuff. I make Greek yogurt all the time. Things that I do that maybe aren't beer related. And I'm showing you this because I know you don't just live on beer. If you're a health person and you like something healthy, or you're looking out for your family, or you have some digestive issues, stuff kicks butt. You can make it. When you buy it, I'm going to go through all the details. I'm going to tell you how to make everything. But this stuff is amazing. And I know a lot of people can't acquire the taste for something like this right off the bat. But if you take some frozen fruit, blend it up in a blender with Kefir, and put any other type of things in there. That's how I get my collagen for my knees and hands, just because joint issues. But yeah, I blend it up. I make a smoothie. It is super healthy, tastes amazing, and according to many health studies out there, is insanely healthier than even plain Greek yogurt. Yeah, shock, very big shock. And supposedly whatever the bacteria is in this stuff also has more fiber in it, so you don't really need so much on the probiotics, which contain fiber and things like that, to build up all those healthy nutrients and keep them in your gut. So yeah, I know too much about healthy stuff. I had no choice. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make this. And I'm gonna tell you how I did what I did up to this point. So first, you're going to have to take milk. That's right, I recommend whole milk. Full fat, just that's my personal recommendation. And this is going to be extremely lactose free. It's not going to be lactose free, but it's pretty close. Supposedly it's extremely low. Some people say as much as 99% lactose free. There's science research out there saying that, you know, this actually helps you tolerate lactose more. I don't know. I try to avoid as much as I can, but I still get a little bit in my Greek yogurt and in my Kefir. But when you buy one of these from iGulu, it comes with 4 packets and 4 RFIDs. So you can do 1 liter, 2 liters, or 3 liters at a time. You might be able to get away with 4, but they didn't recommend doing any more than 3 in the container. And I would recommend measuring it. If you don't measure it, it's maybe what? About a centimeter below the orange. So just kind of giving you an idea. What did I do? Well, the recommendation is to heat the milk to about 180, I believe it was 185 to 180 degrees for 30 to 60 minutes. Yeah, that's crazy. I used to do it for about 20 minutes at about 185. I now heat my milk to 196. I know that's kind of crazy, but I make yogurt too. And at 196, I hold it there for 20 minutes. And the hardest thing is once you hit about 150 degrees Fahrenheit, you just got to keep stirring and keep stirring and keep stirring. What you're doing is you're denaturing the proteins. It's going to thicken it up a little bit, and it's going to kill anything that might still be in that milk that you don't want to carry over to a fermentation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what are we doing here? Well, I'll show you. There's the milk I bought. You're gonna need a temperature probe, something extremely accurate. I'm using this one. It will say it's Bluetooth, but it only works with their products. And it's not an iGulu product, it is a Kegland product. I just use this because it's extremely accurate. I can run the cord out a distance, set it in the pot, and you're gonna have to keep stirring. From 150 degrees to about 196, keep stirring. You can take it off the heat a few times once you hit the 196, because you really don't wanna go much higher than that anyways, and just keep stirring for 20 minutes. It's the hardest work you got. You're probably gonna be stirring for a total of 30 minutes total. I would say turn the heat close to high just before you get there, just to get up there, and then kick it to high and finish. That way you're not gonna scald the bottom. That's really, you don't wanna scorch the milk. That's the biggest thing. Then, what do you need to do? Well, then you take your metal pot that you heated the milk up or cooked it in, and you put it in a sink. and put some ice and some water and just, you know, don't exceed. If you have this much liquid, don't exceed. Otherwise this becomes a flotation device and it'll spill. And cool it down to around 77 degrees Fahrenheit. It can be plus or minus. I put this in and it's already down around the high 60s. That's okay. That's why you have temperature control. That's right. iGulu is giving you the temperature control. Make it nice and easy. So what's the iGulu going to do? Well, we're going to take this first, okay? You don't need the straw. Take the straw, set it aside. You don't need the hose because you're not going to serve this out of the iGulu. You don't want to do all that whole pressure thing. You're just fermenting in here, cooling it down a little bit, and then you can put it in your fridge. I don't know if I would leave it in this. I think I would pour it in sealed containers, and this stuff lasts a very, very, very long time. I know when I buy the store-bought stuff, it's like 2 months, sometimes longer. It's kind of crazy, but it does last a long time. I do recommend mixing it with a little bit of frozen fruit and blending it up. It just tastes amazing. Very thick. If you need to thin it down a little, add a little juice. That's your call. If you can tolerate lactose, feel free to add a little milk when you're blending it up. It's all good. So this one I already broke the seal, okay? And I'm gonna take everything out and show you exactly what comes with it. So I got, I know I have more in there because I saw them. There they are. So I have 4 sachets or packets, okay? These 4 packets do have expirations. It's like 2027, July. I mean, this stuff lasts, it's freeze dried. It's all good, okay? And I got 4 packets in here, so I can do an entire gallon, but I'm only doing 3 liters. So I'm gonna need 3 packets. Do you think he could probably get away with less? Probably can. But we're gonna follow the directions to make sure we do everything right. And then iGulu was very courteous and sent 4 RFIDs. I kind of feel like that was a little too much, but that's okay. If you lose one, you have 3 more chances. So we're gonna take these, which are Yogurt Met brand, if you need a brand there. And they have a little QR code to look up information. And I'm going to, well, I said I'm going to tear this. Okay, I'm going to cut this because obviously the tearing is not working. Here we go, there's 1. It's your call if you're going to stir it. I don't know if you really need to, but if you do, make sure this is super clean. Yeah, I'm betting 1 packet would do it, but we're following directions, like I said. And there's a little trick, okay? Once you finish all of these, you could add like a full cup of your current kefir to this and do it again and again and again. Doing that sometimes does cause the bacteria to, how do you say, not stay its, you know, at its top peak. So sometimes you need to reintroduce some fresh, and that's just something to be aware of. So we're gonna dump the 3rd one, or 2nd one in there, sorry. And we got a 3rd. If you've ever done kombucha, and you end up with a mother, it's very similar. If you make yogurt, it's very similar. You can use your same yogurt over and over and over, but over time, it is best to reintroduce some fresh cultures from maybe a different source. That way, if you know you have a bunch of different bacterias, one bacteria may dominate and the rest may linger or become less prevalent. So that's another reason to reintroduce fresh. So I can probably shake it, but I think I'm gonna stir because I know this is already clean. Like I said, I don't know if this part is required. I have seen several videos out there where some people stir. I will say the majority actually do stir. I've seen a couple where they don't. I've seen one shake, but hey, it's all your call. So now we're gonna take this, just a lid, put it on there. Because this will get a little bit of pressure during fermentation, you do want to put the safety clip on, okay? Now we're gonna take it, we're gonna set it in here, and that's it. I mean, 3 liters of milk. It's gonna take about 24 hours. I'm going to take the RFID. We're gonna move this nice and close so you can see it. Okay, it says probiotic kefir. So we say next. It says it'll be at 78 degrees for 1 day, and then 53 degrees Fahrenheit for the second day. Say brew. That's it. Currently it's at 66 degrees. It's gonna heat it up to the correct temperature, and it's gonna run for 2 days. I did not read anything about concerns for pressure. If you are, OCD like I am, feel free to burp it occasionally. That's your call, not a big deal. And we'll be here for 2 days, and then we're gonna enjoy some kefir, or kefir. Like I said, however you say it, I don't care. It's all good. But yeah, go check it out. It's on iGulu's website now. I did see they were out of stock the other day. Hopefully they've gotten it back in. If not, they should be getting it back in shortly. Very inexpensive for 4 packets, and they're running deals all the time. Yes, I have a link down below. Yes, it is affiliate. Yes, it does send me a little chump change and helps to support the channel. I appreciate you. And like I said, and if you want to know how to pronounce it correctly, it's kefir. Okay, and 48 hours later, we're done. That's it. So the kefir, as it's pronounced, or kefir if you want to call it that, is done. I cleaned this already. I do have some input on here that I will suggest, and it'll be your call. I bought 4 bottles like this, 1 liter bottles. Yes, I'll leave links down below, but yeah, these are really nice. They come with some spare lids, which the lids have seals inside that actually have a little piece sticking out so you can pull it out and clean it easily. On top of that, has this kind of cool thing for pouring. I don't think I'd recommend that for kefir, or kefir, however you want to say it, because it's got air holes in the top, and yeah, kefir can get kind of thick. It may not come out of this little spout as easy as you would think. Couple suggestions. One, I will say that although it recommends 1 packet per liter, I think you can easily get away with probably 2 packets for 3 liters. And these are the little packets that are in here. And I recommend 1 per liter. Yeah, and if you want, you could probably get away with 1 packet in like 3 or 4 liters, but you'd probably have to add a day of fermentation to it just to make sure it gets fermented. Couple suggestions. One, if for some reason your kefir comes out a little thick, which cooking it where I did, it does come out a little thicker, then you may want to add a little a little milk to it. I added a little lactose-free milk to thin mine out a little to make it easier to pour because I had lots of chunks. You can, stir it, blend it, whatever you want to do to thin it out because there'll be thick chunks and thinner chunks. It's just the way it ferments, that happens. This is a bunch of frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries. Whenever I don't eat all my blueberries, I freeze them before they go bad. And a little bit of frozen banana in there. And I put collagen and other types of stuff in there to help with bone issues and joint issues. But yeah, and really good. It tastes slightly different than the kefir I normally buy at the grocery store, which isn't a bad thing because I think this is a little more palatable, a little smoother, less of that tartness that I get from the stuff in the grocery store, which I really don't care for anyways. But yeah, huge success. I got 3 bottles here, which I should have 3, but because I added a little bit of milk and blended it up, I got a little bit more than that. I also put a little bit of Good Belly in here, which is another fermented drink out there that is really, really good for your gut. You can use these, which are from iGulu, and you can buy these. These are 1 liter containers. The only reason I didn't want to was the plastic. I like my beer in here, my kombucha's in here. They work great. I don't know why. I just feel like the dairy should be in glass. Maybe it's psychological. It probably is. Maybe I'm crazy, but hey. And yes, I'll leave links for all this stuff. Even for a Ninja. That I love my Ninja. I use my Ninja all the time for blending up drinks, pretty much for drinks. My wife uses it for all kinds of other crazy things. But yeah, huge success. Definitely if you're, either have gut issues or you just like to eat healthy and drink healthy, in between the good beers, wines, ciders, things like that. Check it out. Definitely easy to do, super simple. And I even gave about a 1/4 cup to each of my dogs. My dogs eat yogurt and they don't get sick easily, and I can change their food. They just don't get sick because, well, they eat healthy. So yeah, cheers, appreciate you.